Welcome back to Geekatplay's poser tutorials for beginners. In today's tutorial we're going to learn how to set up our background with elements such as props and background pictures, and basically just set up a scene for our figure to do things in. So what we're going to do is we're going to load up a background picture. So we'll come up here to display. This is the first thing we need to do. We need to make sure that use background shader node is applied. That way we can have a background picture. And the way that we get a background picture after we make sure that background shader node is used is we come up here to materials and we click in the background, and see, this gives us our background material. And what we can do is we can click on the diffuse map like we did when we were assigning materials to our Japanese pagoda, and just click on it and browse for a picture that you like. I'm going to choose this picture. I went online and found this picture, and I think it'll work. It's a Japanese garden. What we're going to do is we're going to change the diffuse color to black, or to white. We're going to change the diffuse color to white. And what that does is that makes it so that the black isn't affecting the picture at all. And we're going to come over here to ambient and make sure that's white. That's white. Good. And we're going to want to turn our highlight color all the way off to black so that there's no highlight, because we don't, as it's a picture, we don't want it to appear like it's lit by the camera, by the light controls. So we're going to also turn off the highlight size all the way to 0% and make sure there's no bump. Alright, looks good. Let's go into the advanced parameters. Specular color is down. Alright, looks good. So let's go back into simple. So all of our settings are correct, and you can see in the viewport that you have your background picture there. So we're going to go into pose, back into the pose room. And what we're going to do, we're actually going to select the ground plane, and I think we can just delete it. Let's just delete it. Alright, we're going to delete the ground plane. Okay, so what we're going to do with the ground plane is we're going to go to display, we're going to get element style, and we're going to come down to outline, because we don't want to show it all. Alright, now that it's just as an outline, it's not screwing up our image at all, we're going to load some more background elements. And I think we're going to load the Japanese pagoda that we created in one of our tutorials. And again, this Japanese pagoda can be pictured. This Japanese pagoda can be purchased on the Geekatplay website on the content store. You can purchase it in the Asian pack, or it can be purchased separately as well. So we've got our pagoda here. You know what, we're going to actually turn this around as if there's a little stairwell that goes down to or a little stairway that goes down to the pond there. Let's move this up even more. And maybe he's watching these people out on the bridge here. So we're going to select him. So we're going to actually select him, select his body. We're going to move him up so that he's not poking through the bottom of the pagoda. There he is. Now he seems to be standing on the pagoda. A good thing to do at this point would probably be to save our scene. A good thing at this point, we'd probably want to match the lighting to the picture. As you can see, the lighting's pretty dark, whereas the picture is pretty bright. It's a bright sunny day, and granted there will be dark in inside the pagoda, as it's has the roof that provides shade, but probably not that dark around on the edges. So we're going to come into our light sets, see if we have any light sets that would be good. Let's try the country light set. Well, that's a little bit better, but it's just kind of blah. So let's look for something else. No, not there. Maybe a nice blue? Nope. We could probably go from there. But I think we'll come back and find a different light. Let's go into these. This one might work. Oh, it's not too bad. This is in the HDRI, or the HDR at VFX, and they're basically light sets that are designed for this sort of thing. Let's actually back up and see if we have any other sort of lights. Let's look in here. Doesn't look like we have any really that fit exactly what we want. Might try this one, it looks bright and sunny. Oh, that's for ambient occlusion. Let's go ahead and start from the country. Now we've got our basic lights. In here we can actually move them around to get the lighting that we want. Actually kind of like it. I actually kind of like it where it was. So we're going to go back to where it was, and maybe we'll turn up the brightness. And these are our light controls. This allows you to change the actual properties of the light. You can change the type of light that it is. You can change the type of shadows it has, or if you want shadows even at all. You can also add on ambient occlusion and atmosphere strength. You can change the color of the light over here by clicking on this one. You can change the, it's actually kind of a bluish light, I think, that the sun will cast. Maybe a bluish green, really pale. And looks like we've got some reflected light from the pond, so we're going to actually create a new light by clicking this button. This creates a light over here, and we're going to move it around to under in front of him. We'll move it to the side a little bit, maybe to the other side. And a little bit lower. Now you'll find that these light controls can be a little bit difficult to deal with. They're definitely not the best light controls in the 3D industry. But with a little tweaking, you can get something that's relatively decent. I think the front light's okay. I think we need to put some backlight on him, obviously, so that we can see him. So we're going to drag this one around here. I'm going to change the color to maybe greenish yellow, kind of springy. Oops, it didn't select it. And we're actually going to make it a little bit paler. We just want the hint of color. We don't actually want that bright color. So let's make it pale. And I think we'll actually add a ground light as well. Unfortunately, the color is about what we'd want for a ground light. Now you say ground light, that's kind of weird. Ground doesn't produce light, right? Well, that's true, but you'll find in nice lighting sets, or in a nice lighting setup, there will be some reflected light from the ground, and you want to make this obviously very pale. Well, you'll want to make it kind of a brownish color. And it doesn't want to select. Let's just click. But we'll make it real pale, or not real pale, but real dim. Just the hint of reflected light. So we've set up our background picture and our background So we basically set up our scene here and set up lights, our background picture, and the pagoda for Simon to interact in. So, and at this point we should probably save our scene because we don't want to lose all the hard work we did with the lighting. So we'll come in here. We're going to name this Simon Pagoda. Thank you for watching this tutorial from Geekatplay Studios. Please visit us on the web at posertutorials.net for more upcoming videos. I'm Geek at Large, Jared Buchanan. Thank you. I'm Geek at Large, Jared Buchanan. I'm Geek at Large, Jared Buchanan. Thank you.